This summer, splash into Six Flags Atlantis with the new Raging Rampage and the Daffy Duck Romp Around. There's water rides, super slides, and oceans of fun for everyone.
So clean and blue, so really cool. Goodness gracious, Six Flags Atlantis!
What's up, cool people? Welcome back to Abandoned Anomalies, the series where I talk about some of my favorite abandoned or defunct places. Today we're talking about a sort of hidden gem in the world of abandoned theme parks, Six Flags Atlantis. Now, growing up in Florida, I was always fortunate enough to be within driving distance of countless major theme parks and attractions. Well, fortunate or unfortunate, depending on how you look at it. Like, traffic during tourist season definitely takes a beating due to my proximity to Orlando. I mean, try driving on I-4 during the spring or summer. Like, literally impossible if you want to actually be moving.
How much signal I need to cut across 8 lane? None? I turn now. Good luck, everybody else!
Anyway, one thing that always confused me though is that Florida doesn't have a Six Flags. I mean, why not? We've got all the Disney parks, several water parks, SeaWorld, Universal Studios, and tons more that I don't even know the name of. So, aside from the fact that it would further clog our interstates with tourists, why wouldn't the state want to build a Six Flags as well? I've never been to Six Flags for this reason, and it's sort of been like a mythical concept for me growing up, like the one thing we don't have. But then I learned that before I was born, we used to have a Six Flags in Florida. That's right, in 1983, a water-based Six Flags park was opened in Hollywood, Florida. And for those who don't know, Hollywood, not the one in California, but it's on the southern east coast of Florida, north of Miami and south of Fort Lauderdale. It was originally going to be called Atlantis the Water Kingdom when it was being built. However, the original owners ran out of funding and the park sat partially completed for several months. At that point, the Six Flags Corporation bought the property and finished the water park and named it Six Flags Atlantis in 1983. Six Flags Atlantis featured a wave pool, a lake with water skiing shows, a 7-story slide tower, a picnic area, stores and arcades, shows, and other activities. One notable landmark of the park was the submarine, which was one of the only aspects of the park that weren't sold, repurposed, destroyed, or sent far away when the park closed. When it closed in 1992, the submarine was moved down the road to the nearby Grand Prix Race-O-Rama, which was more recently known as Boomers, and sadly closed in 2015. Now there is another Boomers location in Boca Raton, but Boomers in Hollywood no longer exists. And as far as I know, the submarine is still there, although the location is now called Dania Point. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm not familiar with this area, so Dania, I don't know. I apologize for anyone who is from that area if I'm butchering the pronunciation. I'm sorry. Six Flags Atlantis had multiple reasons for declining success, such as its proximity to Dania Beach and its proximity to famous beaches in nearby Fort Lauderdale and Miami. It was also subject to sudden closures all the time due to South Florida's unpredictable weather patterns. I would know. Especially during rainy season in the summer. Weather ultimately did lead to this park shutting down. More specifically, it was damaged due to Hurricane Andrew, which blew through in August of 1992. Much like how Hurricane Katrina marked the end of Six Flags New Orleans, which I will make a video about all its own, because that is a whole other interesting, cool thing in my opinion. But anyway, back to the topic at hand. Six Flags Atlantis was actually referenced on the Family Guy episode titled Boopity Boppity, which I find kind of funny, so let's see the clip.
I already bought the tickets.
Tickets for what?
Tickets for the grand opening of the biggest water park in all of Rhode Island.
Well, pardon my skepticism, Lois, but I didn't read about this in the latest issue of Water Park Enthusiast Weekly.
Well, they had to keep it secret for fear that that this new park would put all other water parks out of business.
Typical big water, always keeping the public in the dark. So this one's bigger than Raging Waters?
Yeah, Dad, it's way bigger.
How does the boy know?
Because I told him. I know someone who helped build it.
Wow, so we really got an inside track on this thing. But it can't be bigger than Six Flags Atlantis.
Oh, it is, Peter. It is, because it's 7 Flags Atlantis.
That's a whole flag more of water. Get in the car!
Six Flags Atlantis actually was marketed as the world's largest water park at the time, although that title now belongs to a park in South Korea called Caribbean Bay. The site that used to house Six Flags Atlantis is now the retail shopping center Oakwood Plaza in Hollywood. Unfortunately, this area was developed into a shopping center shortly after the closing of Six Flags in 1992, so I wasn't able to employ my usual Google Earth historical imager hack to get a satellite view of the park in its prime, because the oldest footage they have that's clear enough only goes back to 1995. However, I was able to find an aerial view of the park when I discovered this Facebook group called Remembering Six Flags Atlantis. This group is made up of people who visited the park personally while it was in use, and I was able to find a lot of cool posts on here, people sharing their old family photos, memorabilia, and just cool trivia about the park. I'll end this video showing some of the pictures I discovered on there, but before I go, thanks for watching and enjoy!